Very good evening, viewers. You're watching Republic TVs across the Republic. It's 6 p.m. and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you, getting your power-packed bulletin of all the top stories of the day that we are tracking from across India. Viewers, first up is the sabotage bid that we are right now talking about, from railways to flights, viewers. Everything is right now being investigated, the security being compromised in the railways, and also we talk about flying. Well, the scare in the skies is something that we'll give you a lowdown of, and then we'll shift our focus to Jammu and Kashmir, viewers, where Omar Abdullah has been sworn in first Chief Minister after the abrogation of Article 370. And then we shift our focus to the MUDA scam. The MUDA chief has resigned. Republic Kannada getting you the latest news breaks on that and much more. First up, the headlines at 6 p.m. After BJP alleges the role of Anil Parab in slum redevelopment project, Republic TV confronts him. Indie partner Akhilesh Yadav calls out the Congress over the Jammu and Kashmir poll results, says should have one more seats for cabinet berths. Sources privy to NIA team probing the Bagmati train derailment, says nuts and bolts on the tracks have been found. In a big Republic impact, the Mysuru Urban Development Authority chairman steps down, cites health reasons. After Durga idol vandalized in the temple, now a Hanuman temple has been attacked in the state of Andhra Pradesh. In the National Conference and the Congress alliance has become much more visible, viewers, right after, in fact, right before Omar Abdullah took oath as the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. The Congress decided to stay out of the cabinet and only offer outside support to the Jammu and Kashmir government. In fact, according to sources, Omar rang up the Congress's Jammu and Kashmir chief Tariq Karra earlier in the day, offering just a lone cabinet berth to his ally. Now, the Congress, however, was adamant on two cabinet portfolios. We get you this report on this political development from the Valley.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
As the Chief Minister designate, Omar Abdullah was administered his oath of office and secrecy by the LG in Srinagar. The widening rift with ally Congress came to the fore. In a stunning turn of events, the Congress decided to stay out of Omar cabinet and only lend outside support to the Jammu and Kashmir government. The cracks reportedly widened after the newly sworn-in Chief Minister called up the Congress's Tariq Karra earlier in the day. According to top sources, Omar offered just one cabinet berth to the Congress, but the Grand Old Party insisted on two cabinet berths.
We have not taken a cabinet berth, but we are part of the coalition. We have got joint mandate on the issue that we will fight for the restoration of state. And other side, Prime Minister also is on record that after delimitation, after elections will be held and we will restore the state.
Even as Omar played down the rift with Congress, visuals picked up a sullen face Rahul Gandhi sitting at the swearing-in event, clearly indicating that all was not well. Significantly questioned on the rumored disagreement between the NC and the Congress over the allocation of cabinet berths, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav took a swipe at the Grand Old Party. Not mincing his words, Akhilesh said that the Congress should have won more seats to give itself the best chance of bargaining for more cabinet berths.
सर कांग्रेस को इस बार कैबिनेट बर्थ नहीं मिल रहा है, स्वेरिंग सेरेमनी में वो लोग नहीं रहेंगे, तो इस पे आप क्या?
नहीं, उस पे कांग्रेस के लिए तो यही कहना है कि कांग्रेस को और सीटें जीतनी चाहिए थी.
Meanwhile, among the other notable candidates at Omar's swearing-in were his father, NC Chief Farooq Abdullah, PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti, and Congress heavyweights Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Mallikarjun Kharge.
मैं सुरेंद्र कुमार चौधरी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं.
Significantly, NC leader Surinder Chaudhary, who defeated the BJP's Jammu and Kashmir chief Ravinder Raina, took oath as the deputy chief minister.
See, Congress is now left red-faced because after this much of embarrassment that the Congress party has seen. First, the Congress took the lion shares in the Jammu region. They contested a total of 36 seats and they won only 6 seats of that. While on the other hand, the National Conference that contested 57 seats won 42 out of the same. And that was very clear. The day result was out that the Congress will not be getting what they are actually seeking from the cabinet portfolio. Congress was initially demanding 3 cabinet portfolios, cabinet berths. The NC said that they will be giving 1 and a deputy speaker. Congress said we will not be coming to any terms and condition below 2 cabinet berths. That was too denied by the Omar Abdullah.
With rift widening with the National Conference now out in the open and Akhilesh taking a brutal swipe at the Congress, is the grand old party losing the confidence of its indie partners?
Fresh leads in the ongoing probe into the derailment of the Mysuru-Darbhanga Express last week has pointed to a sabotage angle once again. Now, the passenger train derailed after it entered a loop line and rammed a stationary goods train at the Chennai's Kaveraipettai railway station. Now, the NIA team, which is probing the incident that left several passengers injured, stumbled upon some nuts and bolts that suggest some foul play and tampering with the tracks before this incident. Take a look at this report.
The ongoing probe into the derailment of Mysuru-Darbhanga Express in Chennai has thrown up some stunning new leads. The express train rammed a stationary goods train after mistakenly switching to a loop line at the Kaveraipettai railway station last week. Now, the probing NIA team has uncovered some leads that point to a sabotage angle. According to top sources privy to the NIA probe, the sleuth stumbled upon some nuts and bolts suggesting some foul play and tampering with the track. The nuts and bolts were at point 51B on the track where the passenger train derailed. As many as 13 coaches of the express train were derailed, leaving several passengers injured. Amid whiff of a conspiracy and foul play in the derailment, the probe was transferred to the NIA. Preliminary probe suggested that the train entered the loop line instead of the main line before crashing into a stationary freight train. Meanwhile, railway officials continued to question the loco pilots of the express train for more leads in the case.
As the investigation of the derailment of Darbhanga-Mysuru Express in Kaveraipettai on the outskirts of Chennai gathers steam, it is important to note that the investigators and probe officials in this entire incident are still not ruling out the suspicion of sabotage. In fact, in the latest observation that have been made by the officials, it has been found that in B51 point where this passenger train was moving, there was some amount of tampering as far as the nuts and bolts of the required track was concerned. Now, whether this tampering was done because of the lack of maintenance that resulted in the loosening of nuts and bolts, or was there some intentional manipulation of the nuts and bolts?
As fresh leads point to a sabotage, it now seems only a matter of time before the leads bring the larger conspiracy to the fore.
Now, a fresh political war of words erupted over the Karnataka land allotment scam, the MUDA scam, after the chairperson of the Mysuru Urban Development Authority, that is MUDA, Mari Gowda, tendered his resignation. Now, Gowda put out a brief public statement saying that he stepped down due to ill health on the instruction of Chief Minister Karnataka Siddaramaiah. Now, the development sets off a political fireworks as the BJP has upped the ante against the Chief Minister, demanding his resignation at the earliest. Meanwhile, the ED has come out with some sensational charges against the ruling Congress as it filed its charge sheet in connection with the mega swindle of public funds from the ST Welfare Board. Here's a report.
In a massive development amid the ongoing probe into the Karnataka land allotment scam, the chairman of the Mysuru Urban Development Authority, or MUDA, has tendered his resignation on Wednesday. In a brief public statement, the MUDA chief Marigowda said that he is resigning voluntarily due to ill health on the instructions of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. He claimed that neither any leader of the ruling Congress nor the State Urban Development Ministry put any pressure on him to quit. However, his development set off a fresh wave of political fireworks as the BJP stepped up the pressure on Siddaramaiah to step down as Chief Minister. The BJP said that the Chief Minister's decision to return the prime land allotted to his wife was an admission of guilt.
सिद्धरमैया जी का ये पेशकश कि मैं जो जमीन लिया हूं, मेरी पत्नी के नाम पे जो मुआवजे पे जमीन आवंटित हुई है, वो जमीन मैं वापस करने के लिए तैयार हूं। और तो और सदन के पटल पर खड़े होकर यह कहना कि हां द मनी वाज डाइवर्टेड, डज नॉट दिस रीक ऑफ एन एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ द गिल्ट? अगर यह एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ गिल्ट नहीं है तो और एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ गिल्ट कैसे होता है? आपने मर्डर किया है? नहीं, आप ले लीजिए, चाकू ले लीजिए जी, आप चाकू ले लीजिए, इस पे खून लगे हुए हैं, आप देख लीजिए. So he has submitted the murder weapon.
Across live visuals coming in from Maharashtra, from Mumbai, where Zishan Siddique, is son of Baba Siddique, is leaving from the crime branch after he was... Zishan Siddique leaving from the crime branch. There you can see he just got inside the vehicle, he just got inside his car there from the Mumbai crime branch office. Zishan Siddique, son of Baba Siddique, NCP leader, who was killed in during the Dashera night, and Zishan Siddique, reportedly he too was on target of the killers, and now Mumbai police had in fact visuals coming in right now. There is a builder angle, remember the rivalry angle that is also being probed upon. Republic TV has spoken to Eknath Shinde, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, who has said that every angle is being investigated, and now police has questioned Zishan Siddique on this, has tried to investigate the matter. Zishan Siddique part of the investigation. And of course, Mumbai police has said that Baba Siddique's son Zishan Siddique was also on the target of the killers. Who has killed Baba Siddique? Of course, that remains a mystery till date. All right, viewers, we'll go back to our stories that we have packaged for you in across the Republic. Now, series of temple attacks have surfaced from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh in the last few days, prompting major concerns among the Hindu community. Anger has grown among the Hindu community, and in the latest now, a Hanuman temple was vandalized in Andhra Pradesh. Watch the report to know more.
Another case of attack on a Hindu temple has surfaced. A Hanuman temple was vandalized in Andhra Pradesh. The attack took place in Annamaya district of Andhra Pradesh. The structure of the temple was completely uprooted. Its main entrance was broken.
The radicalization of few young Muslims in the city is increasing day by day. And these attacks are a systematic attack on Hindu temples and Hindu institutions. The police may say that these are all stray incidents, but BJP feels that these are all organized attacks, these are all purposeful attacks, and these are all attack on a particular community.
Who was behind the vandalism has not been established as of now. The police is carrying out the investigation.
Well, in a new development in the Mutyalamma temple, which was vandalized, the Mata's idol, which was vandalized in Secunderabad area, well, now the accused, who has been interrogated by the police officials, it is now said that the accused is identified as Salman Salim Thakur, who is a native of Maharashtra. Also, at the same time, he used to watch videos of Islamic religion preachers and also videos of Zakir Naik and others, and on YouTube and Facebook and other social media platforms, and through which he developed radical mindset. He got radicalized through that.
This is not the first instance of vandalism at a temple in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. 2 days ago, a Hindu deity temple located in Kumarguda in Hyderabad was vandalized. On Friday, a Durga idol was vandalized at a Durga Pandal in Namapalli in Hyderabad during Navratri. But the series of attacks have raised big questions. Who is behind the temple attacks, and why are temples being vandalized time and again?
And viewers, we will be right back after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Republic TV was getting you the latest on the investigation that is right now underway. Viewers, the BJP, remember, has alleged the role of Anil Parab in the slum redevelopment projects. This in connection with the Baba Siddique murder case. Republic TV has confronted Anil Parab. We'll get you that conversation after this very short break. Don't go anywhere.
The Indian rupee has recently dropped to an all-time low against the US dollar, breaking the 84 mark for the first time. This significant depreciation has raised concerns in financial circles, and today we take a closer look at the factors driving this downward trend, the implications for the economy, and what lies ahead for the Indian currency. The Indian rupee fell to a historic low of 84.0750 against the US dollar on October 14th. The currency had been hovering around this critical level for over 2 months, with the Reserve Bank of India, or RBI, reportedly intervening to support it. Analysts believe the central bank had been closely guarding this threshold to prevent further volatility. However, the ongoing global pressures and domestic market conditions led to the rupee breaching the psychological level of 84. So, what's driving this slide in the rupee's value? A combination of factors is at play, with 3 major contributors: rising crude oil prices, foreign portfolio investor outflows, and increased demand for the dollar. First, crude oil prices have been surging, causing India's import bill to increase. As one of the largest importers of oil, higher prices exert pressure on the rupee, leading to a depreciating trend. Essentially, higher crude prices lead to larger trade deficits for India, and when import costs rise, the rupee often weakens, because more dollars are needed to purchase the same amount of goods, putting pressure on the local currency. Adding to this are the significant outflows from the foreign investors. Recent data shows that foreign portfolio investors, or FPIs, have been offloading Indian equities and debt. In October alone, FPI sold nearly 59,000 crore rupees worth of stocks. This is happening as foreign investors are shifting to the Chinese markets due to the stimulus measures announced by the government earlier in the month. Now, additionally, increased demand for the US dollar by foreign banks, likely for their clients, is worsening the situation. With the dollar remaining strong amid concerns about global growth and geopolitical risks, the rupee has struggled to hold its ground. While domestic factors weigh on the rupee, global influences can't be ignored. The US dollar index has been rather resilient, supported by the positive US economic data. Looking ahead, what can we expect for Indian currency? The outlook for the rupee remains volatile, with analysts projecting continued weakness in the near term. Factors such as the crude oil price trends and foreign investor sentiment will play crucial roles. Some experts in fact predict that the rupee could test new lows if the current trends persist. The RBI's intervention strategy will also be a key determinant of the rupee's trajectory. While the central bank has been taking measures to cushion the fall, it remains to be seen whether these will be sufficient amid a turbulent global economic environment. As the rupee navigates these challenging waters, market participants and policymakers alike will be closely watching. For now, the focus remains on managing the external vulnerabilities and ensuring that the fall does not spiral out of control. For more such updates, stay tuned to Republic Business. Thank you for watching.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify, but they ended up being all out before that, which not only sealed their elimination but also India's. Australia topped the group with 8 points, while New Zealand came second with 6 points. The loss to New
Welcome back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it was the Republic that first told you that the Bollywood mafia link is nothing but a smoke screen, and the slum project dispute angle may be the prime focus and the real reason why Baba Siddique was murdered. It was Republic first telling you that a big builder was behind the slum dispute, and the BJP earlier on your channel has also alleged the role of Anil Parab. Republic TV has now confronted Anil Parab. Watch this conversation.
Do you think that the motive behind the murder of Mr. Baba Siddique is SRA dispute?
I don't think. Now it is the matter of the police. Police has to decide, na? Police should go into every detail and they should come to the conclusion.
Earlier you said that you were also proposing it. Right now you have changed your position.
I'm not only helping the people, I am helping the people entire, because I am the Vibhag Pramukh of Bandra to Jogeshwari. Whoever may come to me for the help, I am always helping him. Likewise, I am helping that Naneshwar Nagar people. They are in my constituency where I stay. Definitely, whenever they came to me, I am always helping them.
Don't you think that the politicians should be out of that builders' lobby? Why you are
It is not a builders' lobby. It is a people who came to us for the help, and I am not a builder.
But you have been supporting a few of them.
I am supporting the project because the people are coming to me. They have put me as an advisor, and I am helping them.
No, but you have connections with Shahid Balwa as well.
I am connecting to all the persons who are there in the Mumbai working, because everybody has got his own relations with everybody.
What is your relations with Shahid Balwa, who is a very known developer?
Every developer is known to me because they are working. I have to contact them for the people so many times. It is not only Shahid Balwa. Every builder where I am residing, the persons who is coming for me help, I have to contact them.
So don't you think that it's established connection between the builders' lobby and the politicians?
You are dragging this matter unnecessarily to the other end. Why you are not going into other zone? Let police decide, na? You are not the police, na, to decide.
What we have been seeing that in this case very itself, the motive is not clear. The police has not identified the motive. Don't you think the SRA dispute is the actual motive behind it?
See, this matter is under investigation, and police has to decide. Let police decide. Police is going through all the angles, and it is their duty to decide which is the perfect angle.
आपको नहीं लगता है कि मुखौटा बनाया जा रहा है लॉरेंस बिश्नोई और बॉलीवुड के एंगल को एक बड़ा नेक्सस को छुपाने?
बार वही सवाल पूछ रहे हो. मैं 10 बार आपको बोल चुका हूँ कि ये मैटर अभी पुलिस के पास पे है. पुलिस को डिसाइड करने दो कि इसमें कौन सा एंगल सही है.
लेकिन आपको लगता नहीं बॉलीवुड का अगर एंगल देखा जाए तो वो भी निकल कर आ रहा है, लॉरेंस बिश्नोई जो है?
मैं फिर से बोल रहा हूँ, मैं पुलिस नहीं हूँ, ना आप पुलिस हो, पुलिस को डिसाइड करने दो।
ये सारे डेवलपमेंट का जो प्रोजेक्ट है उसमें कोई मोटिव आपको दिख रही है? क्योंकि आपका नाम बार बार आ रहा है, बीजेपी एलिज कर रही है, मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ, ये बीजेपी बार बार एलिज कर रही है, इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ।
पुलिस गवर्नमेंट उनकी है, उनको डिसाइड करने दो ना। मैं आपको फिर बार बार पूछ रहा हूँ और बार बार वही बोल रहा हूँ, आप बार बार वही पूछ रहे हैं मुझे। मैंने एक बार आपको बोल दिया कि अभी पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, पुलिस को इन्वेस्टिगेट करने दो। पूरी तरह से पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने के बाद में पुलिस कुछ नतीजे पे जाएगी।
So Republic TV will be getting you all the latest leads, in fact, from ground zero on the investigation, viewers. But that's all we could pack in this edition of Across the Republic. But do not miss the super prime time max with Arnab Goswami. At 9 p.m, we're going to debate the bizarre statement that was made by AIUDF chief. The Waqf controversy, absurd claims being made by Badruddin Ajmal that the Parliament House is built on Waqf property. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify, but they ended up being all out before that, which not only sealed their elimination but also India's. Australia topped the group with 8 points, while New Zealand came second with 6 points. The loss to New Zealand in their tournament opener effectively cost India a place in the last 4. India bounced back after the loss to the White Ferns, first beating Pakistan by 6 wickets before thrashing Sri Lanka to keep their hopes of making it to the knockout stages alive. However, they faced Australia in their last game. Getting a win against them was always going to be a tall ask, and so it proved, as India suffered a narrow 9-run loss. This meant their chances of making the semis were dependent on Pakistan registering a narrow win over New Zealand, as the women in green were also mathematically in with a chance of entering the knockout stages. But a loss in a game that they very much should have won ensured that Pakistan and India were both out of the World Cup, which will once again raise questions about what it is that the Indian women's cricket team needs to do in order to get to the next level. Despite a growth in popularity as well as some good performances in ICC tournaments, the women in blue have yet to win a World Cup. And as of now, the wait for that elusive trophy.
यहाँ तक कि हमने 15 साल 16 साल में रहा हूँ, हर तरफ एक ही आवाज था कि पार्लियामेंट भी खुद यही वक्त की प्रॉपर्टी के ऊपर बनाया गया।
Republic questions Anil Parab on his role in Baba Siddique murder case. He denies all the allegations. Exclusive confrontation.
पुलिस जांच चालू है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है उस केस में किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
Meanwhile, Republic questions Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on the Baba Siddique case. He confirms that all angles are under investigation. Amid series of airline bomb threats, MHA chairs a key meeting. Top Delhi cops participate in the meeting. Delhi police steps in, registers 6 FIRs in the airline bomb scare matter. The rift in the Indy alliance is only widening after Congress and National Conference rift. Now, Akhilesh Yadav also takes a jab at the Congress over its performance.
आवाज था कि पार्लियामेंट भी खुद और आप लोग रिसर्च करेंगे मिलेगा वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी का लिस्ट आज पूरी दुनिया में आ चुका है उसमें पार्लियामेंट है
Badruddin Ajmal makes a bizarre claim, says the parliament was built on Waqf property. Now, viewers, this is coming in with in connection with a bomb threat. Now, important meeting is underway between the officials of intelligence security agencies, Bureau of Civil Aviation Safety and other connected agencies whose responsibility is the security, the aviation security. And now, remember viewers, this after at least 13 flights have received threats via social media, especially in the past 72 hours. And now this is the meeting going on. MHA has shared a meeting. Remember earlier in the day there was the Rajya Sabha Parliamentary Committee that had also raised this matter. Now this a very crucial Ministry of Home Affairs meeting now. Viewers, Intelligence Bureau is also chairing a meeting. And remember, several measures have been taken. The Delhi Police has also been roped in. It has it has registered 6 complaints at least. And now the Intelligence Bureau has shared a meeting with the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. And my colleague Madhurima is joining us live on the broadcast from the Republic newsroom. Madhurima, tell us more details about this very crucial meeting that is, of course, now going on.
Well, Rakshita, this is a very crucial meeting that is following on the foot of another crucial meeting that is underway at the Ministry of Home Affairs that we broke earlier this evening that is being held by the senior MHA officials. And now we're learning that in connection with the bomb scare, we have an important meeting involving the intelligence security agencies, Bureau of Civil Aviation Safety and other crucial stakeholders as far as this particular scare is concerned. Remember that there have been multiple links that have been scrutinized by the security officials in the preliminary investigation. What we have found so far is that there have been multiple links on the dark web that have been traced back to Pakistan and China, and which is why in the past 48 hours we have seen over 10 hoax calls that have destabilized the movement of domestic and multiple international flights as well, and which is why the serious cognizance have been taken by all the ministries, including the MHA, the Civil Aviation Safety Department and the Civil Aviation Ministry itself. Since morning there have been hectic parleys that have been conducted in all quarters of the national capital, and this is yet again one crucial meeting that is being held between held by the Civil Aviation Safety Department and the intelligence agencies are part of it to nab the person and pin the responsibility of those responsible behind these hoax calls. Rakshita.
Right. In fact, my colleague Harsha is also joining us from the national capital. Niranjan joining us from the Republic Canberra newsroom. Niranjan, of course, it's a big national security matter that is being now investigated. Top officials of the MHA and also the intelligence agencies and the Delhi Police have now stepped in, and they are now in action, in full swing to counter these threats that are now incessant.
That's correct. Where I'm live from this evening in Bengaluru, there was a flight affected from here as well. It was an Akasa flight to Bengaluru. Let me tell you some of the threat calls that have been made. Let's look at the pattern of the threat calls. On the 14th of October, Indigo flight Mumbai to Jeddah, threat call. Mumbai to Muscat, threat call. Air India Mumbai to New York, threat call on the same day. 15th of October, Akasa Kolkata to Mumbai, SpiceJet Darbhanga to Mumbai. 16th October, Darbhanga to Mumbai, Indigo Mumbai to Singapore. Most of the flights from or to Mumbai have been affected. So we are going to go across to Harsha now to get more details. Harsha, what's going on? And how is the government looking at these calls, or to, is there something that they have in mind to make sure that the airline traffic is not disrupted due to these calls? Most of them are hoax, of course.
Niranjan, although the calls are hoax right now, we got to know, but this is a very serious concern, and it concerns the safety and security of the passengers as well. And therefore, since morning, back-to-back meetings is happening in the Civil Aviation Ministry, and now the meeting is underway at MHA, where the officials of the BCAS, DGCA, and the agencies related to civil aviation are there at the MHA. Also, the counter-terrorism department officials are also there, because it's very important, because the officials have told us that this is just a tip of the iceberg. There's much rooted conspiracy and sabotage angle in it, which they are trying to investigate, because the minor individuals who have been detained till now from Mumbai and from Chhattisgarh, the VPN addresses clearly show the connection with London and Pakistan and China. They're clearly, this is the cyber warfare, this is the dark web network which has come into light. So clearly the modus operandi is through cyber network, and also the largest sabotage angle is because in the span of 6 months we have have got to know in the span of 6 months, more than 15 to 20 airline of Air India alone has got several hoax calls, bomb scare messages. So this is indeed a matter of concern, and therefore it has been decided in the meeting that such unruly passengers from whose ID such bomb scare messages were posted on social media platform, they'll be banned for 5 years. We have got to know that the amount, the costing of the suffering will be recovered from these unruly passengers only, and also every safety measures will be adhered, and the stringent action will be taken against them. We have also got to know that the Ministry of Civil Aviation is going to submit report in another 2 days to the MHA regarding the entire investigation which the DGCA and BCAS has done in cooperation with the Delhi police and the other state police regarding the investigation till now which has happened in this entire bomb scare matter. We have got to know that the airlines have also formed BTAC, which is the Bomb Threat Assessment Committee. The committee will give the detailed report to the Civil Aviation Ministry and also to the agencies who are right now working investigating the terror and the sabotage and the conspiracy angle in this entire bomb scare matter. So more is into this deep conspiracy network, because back-to-back bomb scare are airlines.
Okay, thank you for joining us with those inputs. Harsha and Madhurima, thank you for joining us with those inputs. Just getting in more details. In fact, following standard security protocols, following a thorough inspection was conducted, no suspicious items were found. We have a statement also coming in from the Delhi police. The Delhi police a few minutes back has said in October, IGI Airport police responded to 7 incidents involving reported bomb threats, and after thorough verifications and inspection, all threats were confirmed to be hoaxes, and that legal action has been initiated against those responsible for these false alarms to ensure strict measures against misuse to maintain safety and security of passengers and airport operations. Moving on to another big breaking story now coming in. The Bangladesh interim government led by Muhammad Yunus is cancelling 8 national observances, including the birth anniversary of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This is a breaking news update that's just come in. The Bangladesh interim government led by Muhammad Yunus cancelling 8 national observances, including that of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. These are national holidays that have been cancelled. And Mayuk is also joining me live right now. This is Muhammad Yunus, the interim government. He's leading the interim government. 8 national holidays are now being scrapped. Mayuk is joining me live right now from the Republic Bangla newsroom. Mayuk, celebration of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, birth anniversary of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman also being scrapped by Muhammad Yunus.
Absolutely, Niranjan, and another big development right now is that the Constitution Day of Bangladesh that was being observed on specifically 4th of November, that has also been cancelled. So there's a probability that the interim government might start a new constitution, might amend the constitution also, because the old Constitution Day has been cancelled. 4th of November, the Constitution Day of Bangladesh has been cancelled. Along with that, one of the biggest development right now is that the Independence Announcement Day of Bangladesh, that's 7th of March, when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman announced Bangladesh's independence from Pakistan, announced that right now we are going into a militant attack against Pakistan. That day, that historic speech of Mujibur Rahman, which was later played in United Nations also, that specific day and the historic moments will be deleted from the archives of Bangladesh government. That day will not be celebrated. Along with that, 15th of August was the National Mourning Day of Bangladesh. On that day, Mujibur Rahman's death anniversary was there. On that fateful night of 14th of August, Mujibur Rahman, along with his entire family, except Sheikh Hasina, was killed, was assassinated. And on that day, for the last 40 years, Bangladeshis used to celebrate, on one hand, the Independence Day, on the other hand, on 15th of August, they used to mourn the death, the assassination of the father of their nation. So all these dates, all the traces of Mujibur Rahman, all the traces of Indo-Bangladesh relationships, all the traces of Indo-Bangladesh friendship are categorically being deleted by Muhammad Yunus government. Is Muhammad Yunus playing in the hands of US deep state is one of the biggest questions right now. But the biggest concern for India right now is that not not a single trace, not a single legacy of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman or Sheikh Hasina family is being restored. In fact, those are being deleted and tampered with, and right now it has been openly announced that not a single, all these 8 days that were somehow or the other connected to Mujibur Rahman and the old regime of Bangladesh government will be deleted.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs. 8 national holidays being scrapped by Muhammad Yunus, seen as an attack on the opposition. Now in Bangladesh, trying to erase history, trying to rewrite the constitution. Moving on to the other big story we're tracking here on Republic right now from Mumbai, the murder of Baba Siddique. Republic TV told you that there was a redevelopment, a reconstruction project that was under the radar. One of the different angles that are being investigated, being looked at by the investigating agencies in this particular case. And the BJP also made a claim alleging the role of Anil Parab of the Uddhav Thackeray faction of the Shiv Sena. Republic spoke to Anil Parab, and though he says that he is linked to Shahid Balwa, builders like Shahid Balwa, etc., he says it has nothing to do with the murder of Baba Siddique, and that there is a narrative that's being peddled. Take a listen to that confrontation.
आपके नेता की हत्या कर दी गई है चुनावों से ठीक पहले। क्या कोई राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र था? क्या बिल्डर लॉबी का इसमें हाथ था? क्या इस मामले की आप सीबीआई जांच की मांग करेंगे क्या?
मैं रोज उसके बारे में क्या इंसान ऐसे जा रहे हैं वो मैं भी देखता हूँ, सीएम साहब भी देखते हैं और
लेकिन क्या बिल्डर लॉबी का हाथ था क्या? सर बिल्डर लॉबी के एंगल में बिल्डर लॉबी के एंगल में इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगा क्या? बताया जा रहा है स्थानीय नेता भी शामिल।
पुलिस जांच चालू है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है उसको उस केस में किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा। पूरी तरह जो भी दोषी पाएगा उसमें कार्रवाई होगी। जो भी है ये इंक्वायरी का भाग है। इंक्वायरी में जो भी आएगा दोषी पाएगा उसके ऊपर कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई हो जाएगी।
All right, we also spoke to Anil Parab. We'll get you that interaction in just a short while from now. That National Conference leader Omar Abdullah has been sworn in as the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, which has now got its first government since the abrogation of Article 370. The Congress, which had allied with the National Conference to contest in these elections, is not part of the government. They will be supporting the government from the outside.
आपका राइट क्वेश्चन है कि we have not taken a cabinet work, but we are part of the coalition. We have got joint mandate on the issue that we will fight for the restoration of state. And other side, Prime Minister also is on record that after delimitation, after elections will be held and we will restore the state. At this stage. Yeah, we will wait what Prime Minister will respond. Because during elections he has said that after election I am going to give the state. Now we will wait and wait for his response. How he will respond to the mandate of the people.
Is not restored at the earliest. What would be the second?
Why we will say statehood is not restored? ये तो कोई begging है ही नहीं, ये तो हमारा हक है। और प्राइम मिनिस्टर चिल्ला के पार्लियामेंट के अंदर, पार्लियामेंट के बाहर कैंपेन में कहा कि आई एम गोइंग टू गिव बैक द स्टेट। तो हम तो चाहते थे कैबिनेट फॉर्मेशन से पहले, जैसे ही लोगों का मूड उनको समझ आया कि वो क्या चाहते हैं, तो रेस्पेक्टेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर को मैंडेट का रेस्पेक्ट करते हुए स्टेट अनाउंस करना चाहिए था।
क्या ऐसा हुआ कि कांग्रेस को ज्यादा नंबर नहीं मिले इसलिए क्या?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं, ज्यादा कम नंबर की कोई इशू नहीं है। वो तो हमने प्रीपोल अलायंस में लड़ा है। प्रीपोल अलायंस में एक पार्टनर 4 सीटें ज्यादा ले, एक पार्टनर 4 सीटें कम ले, दैट इज नॉट ए इशू। और कोई बर्थ को लेकर कोई इशू नहीं है। सिर्फ ये कि हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर से चाहते हैं कि वो रिस्पॉन्ड करे अपनी कमिटमेंट को कि आफ्टर इलेक्शन वी आर गोइंग टू गिव बैक द स्टेट। तो लेट अस वेट
In fact, some of the other responses that came in to this move, the Congress not to join the National Conference government, that is Omar Abdullah's government, Akhilesh Yadav has also, in a related development, criticized the Congress party's recent performance, while also saying that if it wanted more berths, it should have won more seats, perhaps in Jammu and Kashmir. And also talking about their Haryana performance. Listen in.
What are the expectations from the India bloc? Today, NC is forming the government with the Congress.
नहीं ये अच्छी शुरुआत है कि नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस और इंडिया गठबंधन की जीत हुई है. हमें उम्मीद है महाराष्ट्र और झारखंड में भी वही जीत दोहराई जाए. अच्छा लुक दैट साइड.
वो यूटी है. चीफ मिनिस्टर के पास उतने पावर्स नहीं रहेंगे.
चीफ मिनिस्टर के पास पावर हो और स्टेटहुड की जो लड़ाई है हम उनके साथ हैं.
सर कांग्रेस को इस बार कैबिनेट बर्थ नहीं मिल रहा है. स्वेरिंग सेरेमनी में वो लोग नहीं रहेंगे. तो इस पे आप क्या कहेंगे?
नहीं उस पे कांग्रेस के लिए तो यही कहना कि कांग्रेस को और सीटें जीतनी चाहिए थी.
देखिए, नंबर एक ये मानना पड़ेगा कि जहां जहां तो इन्होंने एक दूसरे के साथ इलेक्शन लड़ा वो जीत गए. कहीं कहीं ऐसा भी है जहां पर अलग से इलेक्शन लड़ा है, बिकार रसूल है, कुछ और हैं, वहां पर इलेक्शन हारा. कांग्रेस नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की बसाखियों पर चलती रही और ये भी शायद मुझे लगता है कि एक ब्लैकमेलिंग का तरीका है, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. वो और भी इससे ज़्यादा भी कुछ चाहते होंगे कि राज्यसभा में चले जाएं, इधर चले जाएं. वो पहले से ही आवाज़ें निकल रही थी, एक नहीं तीन. अब वो कहाँ तक इनको सहन कर पाते हैं उमर अब्दुल्ला, ये आने वाला समय बताएगा.
Taking a short break here on Republic TV. When we come back, getting you more on 3 or 4 developing stories that we're tracking here on Republic TV. More on the Baba Siddique murder, and also coming back with the details of the threat calls that several airlines have received. Stay tuned.
Mega investigation into airline threats. 6 months, 13 threats. Targeted by Khalistanis, journalist speaks out. All that and more in tonight's edition of This is Exclusive at 7 p.m.
Director, the taste of success.
The Indian rupee has recently dropped to an all-time low against the US dollar, breaking the 84 mark for the first time. This significant depreciation has raised concerns in financial circles, and today we take a closer look at the factors driving this downward trend, the implications for the economy, and what lies ahead for the Indian currency. The Indian rupee fell to a historic low of 84.0750 against the US dollar on October 14th. The currency had been hovering around this critical level for over 2 months, with the Reserve Bank of India or RBI reportedly intervening to support it. Analysts believe the central bank had been closely guarding this threshold to prevent further volatility. However, the ongoing global pressures and domestic market conditions led to the rupee breaching the psychological level of 84. So, what's driving this slide in the rupee's value? A combination of factors is at play, with 3 major contributors: rising crude oil prices, foreign portfolio investor outflows, and increased demand for the dollar. First, crude oil prices have been surging, causing India's import bill to increase. As one of the largest importers of oil, higher prices exert pressure on the rupee, leading to a depreciating trend. Essentially, higher crude prices lead to larger trade deficits for India, and when import costs rise, the rupee often weakens because more dollars are needed to purchase the same amount of goods, putting pressure on the local currency. Adding to this are the significant outflows from the foreign investors. Recent data shows that foreign portfolio investors, or FPIs, have been offloading Indian equities and debt. In October alone, FPI sold nearly 59,000 crore rupees worth of stocks. This is happening as foreign investors are shifting to the Chinese markets due to the stimulus measures announced by the government earlier in the month. Now, additionally, increased demand for the US dollar by foreign banks, likely for their clients, is worsening the situation. With the dollar remaining strong amid concerns about global growth and geopolitical risks, the rupee has struggled to hold its ground. While domestic factors weigh on the rupee, global influences can't be ignored. The US dollar index has been rather resilient, supported by the positive US economic data. Looking ahead, what can we expect for Indian currency? The outlook for the rupee remains volatile, with analysts projecting continued weakness in the near term. Factors such as the crude oil price trends and foreign investor sentiment will play crucial roles. Some experts in fact predict that the rupee could test new lows if the current trends persist. The RBI's intervention strategy will also be a key determinant of the rupee's trajectory. While the central bank has been taking measures to cushion the fall, it remains to be seen whether these will be sufficient amid a turbulent global economic environment. As the rupee navigates these challenging waters, market participants and policymakers alike will be closely watching. For now, the focus remains on managing the external vulnerabilities and ensuring that the fall does not spiral out of control. For more such updates, stay tuned to Republic Business. Thank you for watching.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify.
Republic TV is thrilled to partner with Cucina, the leading name in kitchen appliances. As our studio partner Cucina, the kitchen expert that adds unmatched innovation to every moment. Get ready for a blend of top-notch cooking and cutting-edge media. Stay tuned.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Asia's largest news headquarters. Setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You watching the Wednesday edition of This Is Exclusive with me, Shavin Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last 6 months, one major airline has got about 13 threats. In the last 24 hours, there have been over 4 threats to 4 airlines and about 12 threats itself in the last 4 days. Is there a larger international conspiracy at play? First, you've had the Indian Railways being targeted. Now, major airlines being targeted in India. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we take you through the details, the pattern that is essentially emerging with the number of airlines in India that are being targeted. That's our story number 1. Also, the other big exclusive tonight, once again, Khalistani elements active in Canada. Tonight we speak to Indo-Canadian journalist who was attacked by Khalistani elements, but not a single action being taken against those. Trudeau continues to downplay the attacks that have taken place in Canada. We speak exclusively to the radio jockey in Canada. All this and much more on this edition of This Is Exclusive. But up first, let's take a look at the headlines tracking at this. After multiple threats and hoaxes affecting flight operations nationwide, Delhi police takes action, files FIRs in 6 cases. As India deals with multiple airline bomb threats, Pakistan-China link emerges in the issue. Agencies say that larger conspiracy at play. Amid the diplomatic standoff between India and Canada, Khalistani extremism rears its ugly head. Indo-Canadian radio jockey attacked in Canada's Brampton.
तरफ एक ही आवाज था कि पार्लियामेंट भी खुद और आप लोग रिसर्च करेंगे मिलेगा वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी का लिस्ट आज पूरी दुनिया में आ चुका है उसमें पार्लियामेंट है
AIUDF Chief Badruddin Ajmal makes a bizarre claim, says Parliament was built on Waqf property, sparking massive controversy.
सर, कांग्रेस को इस बार कैबिनेट बर्थ नहीं मिल रहा है, स्वेरिंग सेरेमनी में वो लोग नहीं रहेंगे, तो इस पे आप क्या?
नहीं, उस पे कांग्रेस के लिए तो यही कहना कि कांग्रेस को और सीटें जीतनी चाहिए थी.
The rift in India alliance is only widening after Congress opts out of Jammu and Kashmir government. Now Akhilesh Yadav takes a jab at Congress. Well, in the last few months itself, 6 months in particular, Air India has been targeted. In the last 24 hours, at least 4 other airlines have been targeted, mostly international segments that have been targeted. Who exactly is behind this? There is a pattern that is essentially emerging, particularly how social media is being used and dark web link that has emerged. Before we take you through the details of the 6-month data that has been gathered by the This Is Exclusive team, taking you through the details of these attacks that have taken place and what is the pattern, let's first take you through the latest action that has been taken by the Mumbai police first. A short while back, Mumbai police has made an arrest in this particular case. In fact, we're given to understand that they're looking at multiple such cases. Let's take you through the details of the action that has been taken a short while back, with the Mumbai police now confirming that after a case that was registered, they have now been able to take action. In fact, they've cited the threat calls that were received
by Indigo on 14th of October. This was on the Mumbai-Jeddah flight, Mumbai to Muscat flight. Air India also on the same very day. This was the Mumbai to New York flight. On 15th of October, Akasa, Kolkata to Mumbai, SpiceJet Darbhanga to Mumbai. 16th of October, once again, SpiceJet Darbhanga to Mumbai, Mumbai to Singapore. It turns out that a total of 3 FIRs that have been registered so far, of which we are being told that they have already made 1 arrest in this particular case. Earlier in the day, another arrest was made from Chhattisgarh. Let's take you through the details now, coming in from my colleague Satyaprakash, who's joining us from Mumbai, as well as Rakshita. First to you, Rakshita, just a quick update of what's really happening with the action that has been taken by the Mumbai police as well as Delhi police.
Well, of course, as a series of bomb threats have rocked the Indian airlines, well, now what we're learning is that police across several states have swung into action. Mumbai police, the latest, taking big action, arresting a minor, as you mentioned. Now, this minor, he hails from Chhattisgarh. He has been arrested in Mumbai. And apparently, what reportedly we understand is that he was trying to implicate a friend. There was a rivalry related to money. That's what the preliminary information trickling in tells us, that there was an intention to implicate his friend, and that is why he had issued these hoax bomb threats in at least 4 of the flights, 4 flights, and 3 of them were international, as you had pointed out. And Mumbai police has registered at least 3 complaints in this regard. Remember, Delhi police has also registered 6 complaints. So the Intel Bureau and Delhi police have swung into action so as to counter these series of bomb threats across the country.
Let me also bring in my colleague Satyaprakash. Satyaprakash, इसमें जो इंटरनेशनल कंस्पिरेसी की बात चल रही है, उसमें क्या जानकारी है? मुंबई पुलिस का कहना है कि सिर्फ ये नहीं, कई सारे दूसरे अकाउंट्स की छानबीन इस वक्त हो रही है।
देखिए श्रवण, मुंबई पुलिस ने 3 FIR दर्ज किए हैं और 3 FIR को लेकर जांच कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जिस तरह से ये मामला जो आया, जो नाबालिग अरेस्ट हुआ है, क्योंकि दूसरे के नाम से फेक एक्सपेट अकाउंट बनाया था और उसके नाम से वो कर रहा था, धमकी दे रहा था। 14 अक्टूबर को 4 फ्लाइटें थी और 4 फ्लाइटों को जो झूठी खबर दिया था, उसको लेकर इस मामले को लेकर अरेस्ट किया है। मुंबई पुलिस का कहना है कि लगातार जो मामले आए हैं, इसको लेकर हम हर एंगल से जाँच कर रहे हैं और जो खास करके सोशल मीडिया के जरिए जो धमकी मिल रहे हैं, उसकी भी जाँच किया जा रहा है।
Well, thank you very much, Satyaprakash, for getting us the latest details from Mumbai. Let's now take you through the details of what's the pattern that we're really talking about and the international conspiracy that is at play. It turns out that earlier in the day, in the meeting that actually took place at the Civil Aviation headquarters here in the national capital, this was essentially discussed. It turns out that the agencies are now currently looking at the link of dark web, and the fact that some of these social media accounts that are operating, it has been rerouted through Pakistan and several other countries. That is the reason why the agency suspect that there is a direct Pakistan as well as a China link. Let's try and explain this to you. These are parallel accounts that have been created. It turns out that at least in 5 such incidents, 1 social media account that was largely used to post the threats. In a short while from now, we are also going to put out a copy of the threat that has been accessed. This was on the flight that was flight on 14th of October, when Air India flight to New York, where this threat mail was actually found. We'll take you through the details of it. First, let's stay with these details coming in. The dark web link probed by multiple agencies. Let me first go across to my colleague Harsha, who's getting us the latest details. Harsha, I'm told that earlier in the day, a report was submitted before the Ministry of Civil Aviation in which they've actually made a mention that they are looking at the dark web link, the Pakistan-China link that is essentially emerging. What more details do you have?
So, Shravan, we have got to know that the agency, the law enforcement agency, which was first contacted after the individual from Rajnandgaon was detained by the police official. The ID, there's a modus operandi, and if we link the series, every ID from which the social media message was put on the platform has this series of number 777, 222, 001, and there's a mentioning of bomber in the ID as well. And the counter-terror division, when went on to investigating it, then they found that there's a link of the dark web. In fact, the VPN of that individual has been linked from the London VPN, and also one of the individuals who has been arrested from Mumbai, his account has been linked in dark web from the Pakistan and the China IDs, and there the bot has also been used. So therefore, this is just the tip of the iceberg, as being told by the law enforcement agencies. They're also stating that several agencies are working together in it, investigating that there is some deep-rooted conspiracy and sabotaging the airline network of our country. And we have got to know that in 2 days, the Ministry of Civil Aviation will also submit the detailed report of the investigation to the MHA as well, because now there's a conspiracy angle, dark web angle, and it's a national security threat, because in the span of 6 months, several IDs like this is being traced by the counter-terror division, and also they are suspecting that the most of the IDs are linked to the cyber warfare, and it is a larger plan to sabotage the airline network in our country. Back to you.
Well, in fact, now we're going to take you through the details of the threat mail that was received by Air India on 14th of October. Let's take you through what's written in that very mail. And this was received by the Air India authorities. It turns out that security agencies are essentially looking at two types of patterns. One, coming in through the social media, using the dark web. And remember, that gives some sort of an anonymity, particularly when these accounts are essentially used. The second are these mails that have been sent across. We'll take you through, number one, the mail on your screens in a short while from now. But before that, the pattern that emerges, we've accessed data of the last 6 months of how Air India has been targeted. Let's take you through it. On 3rd of May 2024, Air India AI 540, that's the airline number, the flight number that received the threat. 2 passengers claimed to have a bomb. Let's move on. That's on 3rd of May. 5th of May, another flight, Air India AI 403, New Delhi to Rajkot. Remember that too, we have been given to understand that a passenger used bomb word unintentionally. Let's move to 15th of May 2024, where this was Air India AI 462 819, Amritsar to Vadodara via New Delhi, where cabin crew basically recovered a threat note in the laboratory. Now that's on 15th of May. 6th of June, let's move to 6th of June too. 6th of June, Air India AI 815, New Delhi to Bengaluru flight. We are being told that here one passenger used prohibitory words during the check-in flight. That's on 6th of June. Let's move to 24th of June, Air India AI 336, Bangkok to New Delhi. What is it? It is a threat call that was received by one of the passengers. Let's take the other one. On the 24th of June itself, that's the threat call to one passenger. After the 24th of June, on that same very day, you've had another flight that is AI 149, Cochin to London Gatwick. Here, we're being told that a threat call was received by the crew members. Let's take you to the next date. 11th of August 2024, Air India AI 682 673, Cochin to Patna via Mumbai. Reason being, passenger raised suspicion about his in his bag. Now that is on 11th of August. Let's move on to 22nd of August 2024, where Air India flight once again AI 675 Mumbai to Thiruvananthapuram. Here too they've received, where the cabin crew recovered a threat note in the laboratory. That's on the 22nd. 3rd of September 2024, Air India AI 471. That's New Delhi to Visakhapatnam flight. Here too, we are being told that a threat call was received by the Delhi police. It is they who informed. After the 3rd of September, on 9th of October, you've had New Delhi to Leh flight
here too, a bomb threat was received through social media. That is on 9th of October. Similarly, on 10th of October, the very next day, Jeddah to New Delhi also received a threat. Air India AI 992, bomb threat via social media. After 10th of October, you've had the very next day, 11th of October, Air India AI 445, New Delhi to Leh. Once again, it's the same flight of 9th. Same threat, bomb threat via social media. And 14th of October, Air India AI 119, Mumbai to New York at JFK. That was the bomb threat via social media. So we're totally looking at about at least 13 such incidents. One particular airline, that is Air India, being targeted. It appears that there is a larger international conspiracy. And if you look at of the 13, at least 5 such incidents where the social media was actually used. It turns out dark web used in most cases to send out the threat to the airline. So who exactly is behind it? Let's now take you through the Air India note. We'll stay with this note while we also go across to my colleague Harsha getting us the latest details. Now we'll stay with this. The airline bomb threat scare. Now this is an exclusive accessed by Republic TV. This is the threat mail that was received by Air India, which has now been accessed, where you can see that it turns out that this was left inside the aircraft and it was recovered by one of the crew members. Harsha, what more details do you have of the Air India? We'll stay with this image. We'll stay with the graphic right now on your screen so that our viewers understand what's really happening. We're giving a full picture of what has happened in the last 6 months, not just in the last 24 hours, in the last 6 months, what has really happened and why exactly is one airline that is being targeted. In the last few days, of course, there are other airlines too, but we are putting out full data for our viewers to understand that there is a larger pattern. There is a larger conspiracy at play. Harsha, you've spoken to some of the agency members who are part of the inquiry. What is it that you're picking up right now?
So right now we spoke to a few of the officials from the DGCA and BCAS, in fact the officials from the airline as well. Now the Air India airline officials are in distress. They are much stressed because several times, because in this span of 48 hours, the 15 flights were impacted. And because of that, they had to make emergency landing. In fact, one of the places emergency landing was made where the certain enforcement agencies and also there was certain agencies were contacted for their help because it was a late night issue. Now the issue is in most of the cases the call are hoax, but right now Air India is suffering with the issue because the FIRs are to be made digitally. The VPN addresses which are linked to people who are operating from outside the country, their VPN is yet not tracked. No FIR has been registered in our country of those VPN and those individuals who have made those social media scare message from outside the country. Till now only 7 FIRs have been registered in national capital only, 1 in Mumbai and 1 in Chhattisgarh. Apart from that, no FIR has been registered, and the matter in which is very sensitive because in the span of 6 months also, several bomb threat assessment committees were made, SOPs were followed, protocols were followed, but yet in those cases, none of the individuals who were operating from outside the country have been arrested or detained. That's the matter of concern, and this is being said that in this regard, BCAS, DGCA and the law enforcement agencies are in direct touch with the airline and they are working out on this issue, that this is a matter of grave concern. What should be done next? Whether there should be a more stringent SOPs, because right now, Shawan, I am en route to IGI airport and I have got to know that after back-to-back meeting with the Civil Aviation Ministry of the officials, now the thorough checks and the screening at the airport has been enhanced. Now we are getting to know that the several passengers are being thoroughly checked. The bag screening is being done twice this time, and the international flight of Air India, their screening has been done 2 times. The passengers were disembarked from the Air India London flight twice, and it is being said it is being done for the precautionary measure. Back to you.
Well, in fact, we're getting at some more details from Delhi police sources with regards to the international conspiracy to spread chaos and fear. Now, among citizens for which they're essentially
not ruling out, especially when it is done at a much larger scale. So what they're doing is the procedure of rerouting through the usage of VPN have basically resulted in the law enforcement officials not being able to ascertain what has been the main source of this hoax calls and messages in the past. The VPN network from where these bomb hoax messages are being sent, they've been sourced to San Francisco, Norway, Hong Kong and Pakistan. So it is VPN links have been traced to San Francisco, Norway, Hong Kong and Pakistan. That's the latest now coming in. A quick response coming in from Delhi police right now. They have begun the investigation. In fact, 3 FIRs have been registered. Rakshita, and we'll also quickly bring in Piyush getting us the latest details. Rakshita, it turns out that VPN has been used to send out these threat messages. They've been traced to San Francisco, Norway and Hong Kong. What more details are you picking up?
Well, of course, Shravan, the use of VPN is not the first time that we are hearing of when it comes to such hoax threats. In fact, we've seen more than 100 schools in Delhi had received multiple threats, in this year itself. And the role of VPN had in fact come to light back then as well. In fact, there were many emails. Some of the emails were traced back to Russia. And now in this airline bomb threat, also we are learning about the role of the VPN. As you mentioned that in the past, VPN network has been used to to send bomb hoax messages from San Francisco from Pakistan, Norway, Hong Kong, and now Delhi police is taking the assistance of cyber security experts, the cyber experts, and also the Interpol as far as the investigation is concerned.
Well, thank you very much, Rakshita, for getting us the latest details. In fact, the international conspiracy at play, and that's the focus of the investigation right now. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify, but they ended up being all out before that, which not only sealed their elimination but also India's. Australia topped the group with 8 points, while New Zealand came second with 6 points. The loss to New Zealand in their tournament opener effectively cost India a place in the last 4. India bounced back after the loss to the White Ferns, first beating Pakistan by 6 wickets before thrashing Sri Lanka to keep their hopes of making it to the knockout stages alive. However, they faced Australia in their last game. Getting a win against them was always going to be a tall ask, and so it proved, as India suffered a narrow 9-run loss. This meant their chances of making the semis were dependent on Pakistan registering a narrow win over New Zealand, as the women in green were also mathematically in with a chance of entering the knockout stages. But a loss in a game that they very much should have won ensured that Pakistan and India were both out of the World Cup, which will once again raise questions about what it is that the Indian women's cricket team needs to do in order to get to the next level. Despite a growth in popularity as well as some good performances in ICC tournaments, the women in blue have yet to win a World Cup. And as of now, the wait for that elusive trophy must go on.
alleging that it's you who has been pushing the case for the SRA projects.
If the people are going in good locality, good environment, it's my duty to serve the people.
Do you think that the Lawrence Bishnoi angle and the Bollywood angle is a decoy?
See, I can't comment on anything. It is a matter of the police. Police has to investigate the matter and they should come for the final conclusion.
You have connections with Shahid Balwa as well.
I am connecting to all the persons who are there in the Mumbai working. It is not only Shahid Balwa. Every builder where I am residing, the persons who is coming for me help, I have to contact them.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The Indian rupee has recently dropped to an all-time low against the US dollar, breaking the 84 mark for the first time. This significant depreciation has raised concerns in financial circles, and today we take a closer look at the factors driving this downward trend, the implications for the economy and what lies ahead for the Indian currency. The Indian rupee fell to a historic low of 84.0750 against the US dollar on October 14th. The currency had been hovering around this critical level for over 2 months, with the Reserve Bank of India or RBI reportedly intervening to support it. Analysts believe the central bank had been closely guarding this threshold to prevent further volatility. However, the ongoing global pressures and domestic market conditions led to the rupee breaching the psychological level of 84. So, what's driving this slide in the rupee's value? A combination of factors is at play, with 3 major contributors: rising crude oil prices, foreign portfolio investor outflows, and increased demand for the dollar. First, crude oil prices have been surging. causing India's import bill to increase. As one of the largest importers of oil, higher prices exert pressure on the rupee, leading to depreciating trend. Essentially, higher crude prices lead to larger trade deficits for India, and when import costs rise, the rupee often weakens because more dollars are needed to purchase the same amount of goods, putting pressure on the local currency. Adding to this are the significant outflows from the foreign investors. Recent data shows that foreign portfolio investors, or FPIs, have been offloading Indian equities and debt. In October alone, FPI sold nearly 59,000 crore rupees worth of stocks. This is happening as foreign investors are shifting to the Chinese markets due to the stimulus measures announced by the government earlier in the month. Now, additionally, increased demand for the US dollar by foreign banks, likely for their clients, is worsening the situation. With the dollar remaining strong amid concerns about global growth and geopolitical risks, the rupee has struggled to hold its ground. While domestic factors weigh on the rupee, global influences can't be ignored. The US dollar index has been rather resilient, supported by the positive US economic data. Looking ahead, what can we expect for Indian currency? The outlook for the rupee remains volatile, with analysts projecting continued weakness in the near term. Factors such as the crude oil price trends and foreign investor sentiment will play crucial roles. Some experts in fact predict that the rupee could test new lows if the current trends persist. The RBI's intervention strategy will also be a key determinant of the rupee's trajectory. While the central bank has been taking measures to cushion the fall, it remains to be seen whether these will be sufficient amid a turbulent global economic environment. As the rupee navigates these challenging waters, market participants and policymakers alike will be closely watching. For now, the focus remains on managing the external vulnerabilities and ensuring that the fall does not spiral out of control. For more such updates, stay tuned to Republic Business. Thank you for watching.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify, but they ended up being all out before that, which not only sealed their elimination but also India's. Australia topped the group with 8 points, while New Zealand came second with 6 points. The loss to New Zealand in their tournament opener effectively cost India a place in the last 4. India bounced back after the loss to the White Ferns, first beating Pakistan by 6 wickets before thrashing Sri Lanka to keep their hopes of making it to the knockout stages alive. However, they faced Australia in their last game. Getting a win against them was always going to be a tall ask, and so it proved, as India suffered a narrow 9-run loss. This meant their chances of making the semis were dependent on Pakistan registering a narrow win over New Zealand as the women in
Republic questions Anil Parab on his role in Baba Siddique case. He denies all the allegations of the BJP. Exclusive confrontation coming up.
पुलिस जांच चालू है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है उस केस में किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा.
All right, we are cutting to pictures coming in from Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg, national headquarters of the Bharatiya Janata Party. These are pictures of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, senior leader of the party, strategist when it comes to polls. And this is for a meeting of the Central Election Committee of the party, which is meeting to decide candidates for both Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections, which were announced by the Election Commission of India yesterday. In a while from now, Prime Minister also would be arriving. And remember, a similar meeting of the BJP CEC took place last evening. A list was not announced, but it is likely that tonight, after another round of meeting to deliberate on the names that have come up before the CEC, a list of the BJP might be coming out soon. This is about candidates for Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections. Remember also that earlier in the day, there was a Mahayuti, or the alliance of the BJP that is there in Maharashtra. A meeting of that alliance took place in Mumbai, which included, these are pictures of Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh now, and he also has arrived to participate in the CEC meet. CEC is a body of senior leaders of the party. It includes, of course, the Prime Minister and Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, and others at the BJP headquarters receiving the senior leaders. In a bit, Prime Minister would be arriving. Party President JP Nadda already there. These are pictures of Devendra Fadnavis, which means that the decision-making tonight is about Maharashtra polls. Remember, Devendra Fadnavis was not there yesterday meeting. But today, earlier in the day, he had a meeting in Mumbai of the Mahayuti, and now we are seeing pictures of Devendra Fadnavis, the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, arriving. Also, Piyush Goyal, another leader from Mumbai, Union Commerce Minister. And these are pictures of JP Nadda. These are pictures from earlier of JP Nadda having arrived, the party president, at the party headquarters. Also, Ashwini Vaishnav, Union Minister, and essentially these leaders are arriving at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi for the CEC meeting that is to decide candidates for Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections. CEC is part of the BJP's structure when it comes to deciding. All right, for now we are going to move on and to another important breaking news development that we got for you a while back, but it's important and it's indicative of what's really happening in Bangladesh. Bangladesh has cancelled the annual birth anniversary celebration of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, along with several other national holidays that the Sheikh Hasina government had introduced. Muhammad Yunus's government continuing with its purge of Sheikh Hasina government's decisions of all elements that were brought in governance by the Sheikh Hasina government, and including very radical Islamization that's taking place in Bangladesh. Almost 24 cases of murder have been slapped on the former Prime Minister and now deposed leader of Bangladesh. She was democratically elected leader of the country, and now we have a military-backed regime of which Muhammad Yunus is the chief advisor, but he's increasingly proving to be a weak leader, giving in to the agenda of the BNP even before there are any elections. And Muhammad Yunus, in fact, now cancelling public holidays, which includes that of the birth anniversary of the father of the Bangladeshi nation, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Bangabandhu. Let's listen into Nahid Hassan.
ইডিওলজির অংশ হয়ে গেছে। তো এই একটা গণঅভ্যুত্থানের মধ্য দিয়ে যে আসার সরকার এবং যে নতুন বাংলাদেশ, সেই বাংলাদেশে তো আমরা এই ফ্যাসিস্ট প্রবণতাগুলোকে রাখতে পারি না।
আপনারা মনে করেন কিনা
আওয়ামী লীগ দল হিসেবে ফ্যাসিস্ট ভাবে সে ক্ষমতায় ছিল, মানুষের ভোটাধিকার হরণ করে, গুম খুন করে, গণহত্যা করে তারা ক্ষমতায় ছিল। তো তারা কাকে জাতির পিতা বললো, তারা কোন দিবসকে কোন জাতীয় দিবস ঘোষণা করলো, সেটা তো এই নতুন বাংলাদেশে সেটা তো ধারাবাহিকতা থাকবে না। আমরা তো বলেছি বাংলাদেশকে আমরা নতুন ভাবে গঠন করতে যাচ্ছি। ফলত আমাদের ইতিহাসের প্রতি তো আমাদের নতুন দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি আসলে আনতে হবে। আমাদের এই ভূখণ্ডের লড়াইয়ের ইতিহাসে কেবল একজন না, বহু মানুষের এরকম কিন্তু কন্ট্রিবিউশন রয়েছে এবং সেটা শুধু আমাদের ইতিহাস কিন্তু শুধু 52 থেকে শুরু হয়ে যায় নাই। আমাদের ইতিহাসের দীর্ঘ লড়াই আছে, ব্রিটিশ বিরোধী লড়াই আছে, আমাদের এখানে 47-এর লড়াই আছে এই ভূখণ্ডের মানুষের, 71-এর লড়াই আছে, 90 আছে, 24 আছে। আমাদের এখানে শেরেবাংলা ফজলুল হক, সোহরাওয়ার্দী, আবুল হাশিম, যোগেন মন্ডল, মাওলানা ভাসানী। তো মনে করি এখানে একজন জাতির পিছনে না, বরং অনেক ফাউন্ডিং ফাদার্স রয়েছে যাদের কন্ট্রিবিউশনের ফলে এই ভূখণ্ড, এই রাষ্ট্র আমরা স্বাধীনতা পেয়েছি। ফলে আমরা এটাকে একটা দলে, একটা ব্যক্তিতে সীমাবদ্ধ করতে চাই না।
All right, Rakshita joins us from the newsroom. Rakshita, a new history being scripted effectively in Bangladesh with Nahid Islam effectively declared the mastermind of the August 5 coup by Muhammad Yunus, now saying that there are many founding fathers of Bangladesh and not one. That's why we have changed the public holiday.
Are really questionable here of the chief interim advisor to the government, or you can say the interim prime minister, the interim leader of the government, that is Muhammad Yunus, the ex-Nobel Peace Prize winner. Now, among the holidays cancelled here, Abhishek, are the historic 7th March, that is the March 7 day. It's not just the birthday of Mujibur Rahman, but it's also the historic March 7 day when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the Bangabandhu, had declared independence from Pakistan. So the very Independence Day that is traditionally celebrated in Bangladesh is also now cancelled in one of the holidays. Of course, this of course raises many questions. That is party leader talking about resetting of the government, resetting of Bangladesh, and which direction is it going? That remains to be seen. Let me just tell you the list. Historic March 7 day, Mujibur Rahman's birthday, 17th March, birth anniversary of Sheikh Hasina's brother on the 5th of August, birth anniversary of Sheikh Hasina's mother on the 8th of August, death anniversary of Mujibur Rahman on the 15th of August, birthday of Sheikh Hasina's younger brother on the 18th of October, and National Constitution Day. National Constitution Day of 4th of November and Smart Bangladesh on the 12th of December. These are the lists of holidays that have been cancelled. No more they will be celebrated in or marked in Bangladesh. That of course is a big statement. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Rakshita, with those details. In fact, we have to move on to a big breaking news development coming in connection with a developing story, which is the bomb threats India's airlines have been receiving of late. In fact, a dozen and more in the last 48 hours alone. Now, Civil Aviation Minister Mohan Naidu has tweeted or posted on his social media on the bomb scare and this story. The minister has said, strongly condemn the recent bomb threats to Indian air carriers. We are closely monitoring the situation and ensuring that every necessary measures are taken against such actions. We are committed in maintaining the highest security standards, and passenger safety remains our topmost priority. That's Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu. And we'll go to Harsha in a bit. And the minister also informs, okay, Harsha has joined us live. Harsha, in this post, the Civil Aviation Minister has also in great detail written about the measures that the government has taken. In response, I had shared a high-level committee on 14th October comprising officials of the DGCA, the BCAS, the CISF, and the Home Affairs. What more can you tell us about what came out of these meetings? Because these bomb threats and those letters continue to keep coming in.
So Abhishek, we have got to know that the meeting which started early in the morning at 9 o'clock. After that, back-to-back meetings were held not only with the airline, carriers, but also with the agencies as well. And now, after the entire day-long meeting, Ram Mohan Naidu, who is the Minister of Civil Aviation, has tweeted that certain actions have been taken. And Abhishek, these actions include the SOPs which has been given to the airline. Also, there will be action against the unruly passengers whose ID have been found, and they will be banned and blocked by several airlines, and all the cost of these sufferings will be recovered from those unruly passengers only. More SOPs will come in light tomorrow morning. We are getting to know the ministry is all set.
Harsha. Right, Harsha. We'll keep close track of those developments. Harsha, this is a developing story. Thank you so much for joining us. And we move on to another very important story, in fact, which is one of the primetime debates at 9 p.m. AIUDF chief Badruddin Ajmal has sparked a controversy after his bizarre claims on Waqf lands. He has claimed that Parliament of India And the International Airport of Delhi, the IGI, among others, are properties that are built on Waqf land. He has also called for an investigation into the matter. This shocking claim made by him has erupted a political slugfest. He even expressed a strong disapproval of the Waqf bill, and obviously so. Let's listen exactly to what AIUDF Chief Ajmal has said.
यहाँ तक कि हमने 15 साल 16 साल में रहा हूँ, हर तरफ एक ही आवाज़ था कि पार्लियामेंट भी खुद, और आप लोग रिसर्च करेंगे मिलेगा, वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी का लिस्ट आज पूरी दुनिया में आ चुका है। उसमें पार्लियामेंट है, वो खुद भी पूरा का पूरा इलाका, वसंत विहार का पूरा इलाका, एयरपोर्ट तक, यहाँ तक कि बहुत से लोग कहते हैं कि एयरपोर्ट भी यही वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी के ऊपर बनाया गया। अभी साउथ इंडिया में, जी हाँ, साउथ इंडिया में चंद्रबाबू नायडू के यहाँ कौन चीफ मिनिस्टर है नहीं मालूम, उनके यहाँ भी उन्होंने एयरपोर्ट नया बनाया, वक्फ की प्रॉपर्टी के ऊपर कोई परमिशन नहीं दिया, जो मर्जी आ रहा है वो कर रहे हैं। इसलिए इस सब के ऊपर मुसीबत आएगी, वो खुद देखेंगे, उनकी सरकारें जाएगी, क्योंकि छोटे मोटे आदमी से मजाक करना अलग बात है, लेकिन इतने बड़े बड़े हमारे धर्म गुरु नहीं, वो ऐसे गुरु लोग हैं, पीर फकीर लोग थे, जिनको आज भी नहीं रहती दुनिया तक हिंदू मुसलमान सब मानेंगे। उनके यहाँ जाके फ़ायदा होता है, दुआ करते हैं, उनकी मुराद पूरी होती है। तो जिसके साथ वो छेड़छाड़ी कर रहे हैं, बहुत बुरा है। ये बहुत जल्दी इसी वक्फ बोर्ड के बहाने से इनकी मिनिस्ट्री चली जाएगी।
All right, moving on. The rise of Khalistani extremism in Canada is alarming, to say the least, with violent incidents targeting Indo-Canadian journalists like Deepak Punj now. Punj reveals the Trudeau government's failure to act, attributing it to vote bank politics. Many, in fact, now question if Trudeau's declining popularity is influencing his stance on these extremists. Listen into what Punj had to say when he spoke to Shawan Sen.
The rise of Khalistani extremism in Canada is becoming an increasing cause of concern. Concerning incidents of violence, intimidation and hooliganism by Khalistani forces have significantly increased. Shedding light on these developments in an exclusive conversation with Republic, Indo-Canadian journalist Deepak Punj explained how pro-Khalistani elements have gone unchecked in Canada. Punj, a radio journalist, was attacked in 2022 by pro-Khalistan elements for his criticism of the anti-India slogans raised in Brampton during a rally where Khalistani flags were displayed. Listen into how Punj recalls how the entire incident was premeditated.
It happened in 2022. I was going to my radio studio, and probably those gunmen, those three gentlemen, they did proper recce before that, because in that staircase area there was no cameras. So there were three people, and one of them has a handgun, and one was filming the whole incident, and the third one has a beer bottle. And then the guy said in Punjabi that, like, let me tell you what kind of truth. And then he just banged the beer bottle on my head, and they were filming the whole scene. So it happened like for almost like 10-12 minutes.
Despite multiple voices raised by Punj and his supporters, the Trudeau government failed to take any action against these Khalistani elements.
Nothing happened. It happened in Brampton studio, 13:50 a.m. No arrest has been made. It's more than 2 years now. The police, whenever I try to contact police, like via email or via phone, they don't respond. For them, it's a done deal. Nothing has happened basically. No arrest has been made. I think it's a political pressure on them as well, that no arrest has been made. They don't answer phone calls, they don't answer emails.
The serious issue was also raised in the Canadian Parliament.
Speaker, I am very concerned by attacks on journalists who report on Khalistani extremism in Canada. Extremists. I call on law enforcement agencies to take notice of Khalistani extremism with all seriousness it deserves. It has to be dealt with an iron hand before it is too late.
Poonch believes that the major reason behind the reluctance of the Trudeau government to act against pro-Khalistan elements is its vote bank politics.
Within the Liberal parties, they have their own vote bank policies, vote bank politics. It's note and vote. So basically, whoever giving them note and vote, they are batting for them.
The increasing sentiment amongst Canadian voters and journalists.
All right, we are cutting back to the pictures of Delhi BJP, the National BJP headquarters in Delhi, and these are pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi arriving at the BJP headquarters. This is to participate in the Central Election Committee meeting of the party, which is going to deliberate on candidates for the upcoming Maharashtra and Jharkhand elections, which were announced by the Election Commission last evening. Prime Minister there, arriving, and he was there yesterday also, and likely that candidates would be announced after this meeting. Prime Minister being received by Party President JP Nadda.
Have connections with Shahid Balwa as well.
I am connecting to all the persons who are there in the Mumbai working. It is not only Shahid Balwa. Every builder where I am residing, the persons who is coming for me help, I have to contact them.
पुलिस जांच चालू है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है, और इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू है, उस केस में किसी को भी बख्शा नहीं जाएगा.
Baba Siddique murder, SRA dispute the big angle, debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Director, the taste of success.
The Indian rupee has recently dropped to an all-time low against the US dollar, breaking the 84 mark for the first time. This significant depreciation has raised concerns in financial circles, and today we take a closer look at the factors driving this downward trend, the implications for the economy, and what lies ahead for the Indian currency. The Indian rupee fell to a historic low of 84.0750 against the US dollar on October 14th. The currency had been hovering around this critical level for over 2 months, with the Reserve Bank of India or RBI reportedly intervening to support it. Analysts believe the central bank had been closely guarding this trend.
पक्ष विपक्ष का जमावड़ा, किसका भारी होगा पलड़ा? राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन 18 अक्टूबर रिपब्लिक भारत।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
The India women's cricket team were eliminated from the Women's T20 World Cup 2024 after New Zealand scripted a commanding 54-run victory over Pakistan on Monday to reach the semi-finals for the first time since the 2016 edition. India's only chance to make it to the semi-finals was if Pakistan could somehow get a win with an inferior net run rate compared to theirs. Pakistan were very much in the game after restricting New Zealand to a meager 110 for 6 in 20 overs. However, Pakistan's batting crumbled badly as they were shot out for 56 in just 11.4 overs as the White Ferns entered the semi-finals with 3 wins from 4 games in Group A. Spinner Amelia Kerr took 3 wickets, but it was seamers Leah Tahuhu and Eden Carson who opened the floodgates. Pakistan was supposed to reach the target in less than 12 overs to qualify, but they ended up being all out before that, which not only sealed their elimination but also India's. Australia topped the group with 8 points, while New Zealand came second with 6 points. The loss to New Zealand in their tournament opener effectively cost India a place in the last 4. India bounced back after the loss to the White Ferns, first beating Pakistan by 6 wickets before thrashing Sri Lanka to keep their hopes of making it to the knockout stages alive. However, they faced Australia in their last game. Getting a win against them was always going to be a tall ask, and so it proved, as India suffered a narrow 9-run loss. This meant their chances of making the semis were dependent on Pakistan registering a narrow win over New Zealand, as the women in green were also mathematically in with a chance of entering the knockout stages. But a loss in a game that they very much should have won ensured that Pakistan and India were both out of the World Cup, which will once again raise questions about what it is that the Indian women's cricket team needs to do in order to get to the next level. Despite a growth in popularity as well as some good performances in ICC tournaments, the women in blue have yet to win a World Cup. And as of now, the wait for that elusive trophy must go on.